What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boys from For Those With Good Taste. I'm Lenny. He's the first mate of Taste, D.
Yo.
What up, my brother? How are we today?
What's happening?
You good?
I'm back, baby.
And we are here for a special episode of 3, 2, 1, spoiler.
Yes, sir.
And this week we will be getting into the 1992 OG classic Candyman, starring one and only horror legend Tony Todd.
Horror legend. Don't you said his name one time? One time's enough, bro.
Don't get it twisted.
No, one time's enough.
And after that, we'll be moving on to the future, to the latest iteration of the Candyman saga, Candyman 2021.
That ain't the name of the movie, but all right.
Let's get into it, right?
Shots up, baby.
See you on the other side. Candyman.
For those with good taste.
All right, Lynn. So, Candyman. Going into it.
I thought we were gonna keep saying it.
No, hell no. Hell no, we not.
I've said it 10 times today.
You wasn't in the mirror.
The glass from the fucking.
Get the fuck out of here. That doesn't count. Nah, bro.
I don't know.
And first of all, stop playing like that.
All right, bro.
Stop playing like that.
All right. Where we going?
Right, 92.
1990.
That's the year, 92.
Mm-hmm.
How old were you in 92, bro?
3 years old.
3. I was 3. I was 5.
Okay.
5. But definitely had crazy memories about Candyman. Going into it already in 92, starting off with scary memories of Candyman.
I think this is where it's going to be interesting for me and you because, like,
Yep.
and the reason I hit you to do this because, like, I wanted a different perspective on Candyman, and I think Candyman means something a lot different to you. And just for the fact that you remember it as a child, I already know it's going to mean something more.
For sure.
For me, I have more memories of being an adult and watching it, and I think I just have a little bit of a different perspective. But,
Hell nah.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited. So 1992 Candyman. Do you remember the first time you ever saw it?
I do.
Tell me about it.
I was a kid with my mom. It's funny enough to bring it full circle. Even my little brother watched scary movies with me as like a child with the full understanding of this is a scary movie and I'm going to be scared. Like I am going to be shitless. You're going to have to spend the night.
Have you always been good with scary movies?
Weirdly, as a kid I was good. As a middle-aged teenager I was scared as fuck. As an adult I'm good.
Okay.
It's,
I wonder where that changed for you. Like why do you get scared?
I don't even know, bro. I don't even know. I like scary movies. I like the fear of the anxiousness, but
I think people
like
are weird
actually being like scared. The only movies, and you're big on this. The only movies that legit scare me are possession movies. I'm
not big on. That's the difference between me. I actually that's the ones I don't love.
Why?
I'm not really. I guess it's like I don't want to say I don't believe in ghosts.
I ain't afraid of no ghost.
I just feel like there's never been one, like there's moments like jump scares get me a little bit, but there's no real like long tension to me with that. Like there's certain movies that do it better, and I think that's where me and you have talked about it. Like The Conjuring does it better than other ones.
Yeah.
I like Insidious, but like I could do without Paranormal.
They getting a little worn out. Insidious getting a little worn out.
But like Paranormal Activity, I'm good.
Corn.
Like I don't need it.
Corn.
You know what I mean? Like I remember seeing Blair Witch when I was really young, and the first one, like when that first viewing of that is not bad. Yeah. But I think that was because that was before we knew it was fake. Like, me and you were of the age that when we saw Blair Witch for the first time, they were telling us it was real. Yeah. Right?
Yeah. So, I'll never forget that little white lady crying
in the room. Yeah, it's just fucked up.
Yeah, I was like,
and now it's like it's very spoofed and made fun of. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like The Exorcist never hit me like that.
Tripping.
Yeah.
Tripping.
So for me, it just didn't do it.
Tripping.
It just didn't do it.
Yeah. Possession movies get me, bro.
Let me ask you though.
Because they real life.
So that's what I'm gonna ask. Do you think those types of movies hit you more if you have more of a religious affiliation?
Yeah. Yeah,
because I think that's where it plays more on that. Like The Exorcist
it's a big community.
Yeah,
big community.
And I didn't grow up in a really religious household, so I feel like movies like that don't hit me necessarily the same way.
Yeah, I could see that.
You know
I could see I've never really thought about that point of view.
But I think for a lot of even when we say like The Conjuring and stuff has a lot of like religious undertones and
all
of that. So I wonder if that plays anything into it, is that if you believe in that kind of spirituality, you're more willing to accept and get immersed in it.
I think The Conjuring is the realest sort of like tangible thing that somebody can go to. Like, there used to be a real life house, or there's a real life house where you can go and see all the relics.
Do you know where?
I think it's in Tennessee.
Tim, I was just there. Fuck.
I think it's in Tennessee. Their house, I forget their real names.
Are you into going to like haunted places? Like true, like not like I'm saying like
real life haunted places?
I'm talking about places. There was a place around here, like a hospital, that everybody used to go to when I was younger.
Like toured or non-toured? Like in the middle of the night, like people just rolling through there?
Like not a tour, like
No, that's white people shit.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's white people shit. I'm straight.
You'll go during a tour though.
Yeah.
All right, that makes sense.
With a group of people, and they're like, "Oh, watch, this is where the ghost shows up."
But like
in the daytime, where I can just leave out, even at night if I'm with a bunch of people.
The night is where you go if you're trying to like really scare the shit out of yourself. Like I don't. The thing is,
see those sort of situations, you setting yourself up for the foolery.
Mm-hmm.
You setting yourself up. If something happens, there's literally no fault. It's like, oh, well, you're bad.
Yeah, I should
take everything off the table.
And it's funny we're talking about this because a lot of these tones are going to be mirrored, I think, in the newer Candyman.
Yeah,
right. Like when we get into talking about that was a major.
I just didn't want to jump ahead, but literally all of that.
But yeah, I think you're right. Like, it is one of those things though. If you're not like, even as a person who's not like truly scared of that shit, I do get a little nervous. Even in a regular haunted house, I get a little nervous. Yeah. You ever seen the movie? I was gonna say Fright Night, but I don't think that's the name of it. Hell Night or something. No. It's a kind of a recent horror movie that came out, and it's about have you ever done to like the big haunted house things where there's a bunch of like 4 or 5 different themed haunted houses, like Spooky World, stuff like that?
I've recently gotten into Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios in Florida.
That's sick. Yeah.
And
I went to Disney when I was like 10.
I like it. Halloween. The little place up the street. What's it called? Barrett's?
Yeah, Barrett's on.
Yeah. Now we giving out wild free promo right now, but just like that. But the one in Universal is multiple different haunted houses, but they're not stuck together. Versus in the Barrett's, it's
just one spot.
Yeah, so it's like a long trail of haunted houses.
That horror movie, and it's in my Voodoo. It's it basically like there's a killer who's in the horror theme park, and it's like because you're already kind of expecting that type of shit to be there, you're not anticipating it happen. And I'm like, I go to a haunted house, I'm like, you never know what type of weirdos fucking
crazy idea. Place. I'm giving out free game, and maybe this is some bad IP, but you know what'd be sick? A haunted escape room.
This is not.
I've never. If it's out there, I ain't seen it.
I was gonna say Legends of the Hidden Temple.
That ain't haunted.
You know when those motherfuckers jump on and grab
your ass. Yeah, that's not really haunted. I fuck with that. That's really like happy-go-lucky.
Yeah, it's a little too chill.
But you give me some blood, some dark room, some ominous music, and you gotta figure some shit out, or you gonna get fucked up.
See, I'm not afraid of fucking possession movies, but I think I wouldn't want to do that.
You a pussy.
What's the point?
You already planned to not get out.
Why, as a grown-ass man, should I let these adults scare me, dude, and let me see that fear? Like, why
you a grown man screaming?
Why should I give them that satisfaction?
I'm not screaming. Yo, you know they're going to be running the videos back, too. Like, behind the scenes. Like, look at this grown-ass man.
No, I'm going to be a fucking viral sensation, dude. Like, grown fucking large man terrified by, like, small girl with, like, her head
you can't be doing that. You can't be doing that.
No, that's why I'm not going to subject myself to that.
That is a great idea.
You know the haunted houses that scare me the most? The ones that have no lights on. Nothing scarier than ones that make you walk through and it's like pitch black the whole way through it.
Are you scared of the dark? How often do you sleep with no lights on?
Every night. But
I mean, so you go to sleep with the lights off. Like it's no white music. It's no TV on.
I can go to the sleep. So what it generally happens is I'm like lay in my room with like a YouTube on my phone, and that helps me fall asleep for whatever reason.
Okay.
Or I put something on my TV as background noise, but I can fall asleep with nothing there too. I think I've talked about it on here before. I might even talk to you about it, but like Michael Myers scared the shit out of me as a little kid.
Okay.
And I used to think when I walk through this exact house, and you know the layout, people at home don't. Every room, I would have to flip a light switch on.
Mad windows.
When I walked through.
Windows.
Because I would think when I was walking through the front room, I would look in the corner. And I swear to God, I would see a white face.
Yeah, somebody's over there.
Freak me the fuck out.
Yeah, somebody's over there, bro.
Yeah, so
bring it.
Yeah, we gotta reel it back in.
Right.
So it is kind of similar though to asking you what you're afraid of. Like, why I wanted to ask you, like the first one, obviously, I would say it has a more targeted audience. Not that it's like for everybody to be afraid of, but it's definitely both movies have more, I would say, racial undertone than majority of scary movies, right? Like it plays a major part in it.
So your first time watching was as an adult?
Yeah.
Okay. So like I said, again, bringing it all the way back now, I saw it as a kid and playing stupid kid games. I was raised in the Boys and Girls Club. And we used to go into the bathroom, turn the lights off, and play Bloody Mary and Candyman.
This is what I was going to ask you: is like, what's different about is Bloody Mary like the white version of?
I think so.
Of it?
I think so.
Yeah.
And you know what? As I watched it as an adult, I could see like Homegirl being Bloody Mary. Like, and I thought to myself, why is there no like real life Bloody Mary movie? Like right now, you know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to think if there was like in the mid 2000s something that
and
was
it probably was corny and nobody kind of
exactly. But like because I think that's what it was. Is when I was a little kid, the thing you didn't say in the mirror was Bloody Mary. It wasn't
it's the white folks version.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't up here that like you were saying Candyman, right?
Yeah. So well, again, like I told you, man. You kind of talked a little bit off air about it, and I told you, Candyman was the real first black horror villain.
And when we talked about it, it's
horror
like.
Character.
Realistically,
still,
I think he is
still
the only one.
Right? Still, that says a lot, man. That says a lot.
Would you want like them representing like? You know what I mean? Like
black people are scary enough in the daytime.
Well, it's
so you're saying black people can be horror villains?
Would you like the optics of 1,000 like white directors making black men out to be murderers in movies?
Tastefully, respectfully.
What is tasteful about horror movies? Though?
Tastefully. Like
what's tasteful about a horror movie?
You can't just have him be Larry from down the streets jumping through windows scaring people. No.
Right. So what if Michael Myers had to grab the blackface mask instead of a white one, and it's like now we got a whole other story.
No, I'm saying what if Michael Myers is actually a black dude?
Okay.
Not and he threw on the white mask.
That's
very symbolic.
Yeah.
He threw on the white mask because a black dude just started offing these people.
Does that make
come on now?
Who's the dude who's you know who's that mask is based off of, right?
Nah.
Who's the white dude from Star Trek?
The bald head?
No. Talk for a second so I can look.
All right. So guys, listen. Black kid growing up in America, the first real black horror person sent a very strong message that
William Shatner. I had to like find that up from. So
that's bald head.
So that's the mask that Michael Myers wears is a William Shatner mask.
That's what I'm saying. That's bald head, dude. William Shatner.
Nah,
you know I'm bad with names.
William Shatner was Captain Kirk. He's like the main star of like the '60s, '70s one, like the old one. It doesn't matter. We don't need to spend any time on this.
Over here, when we take the break,
I'll show you.
I know who William Shatner is. It's just I'm bad.
He's been like I think they did a roast of him on Comedy Central. He's a pretty popular figure.
He's not Professor X.
No.
Professor X is who? What's his real name?
Why can't
All right. Anyways, man, listen. As I was saying, the first real black horror character that I'm ever introduced to as a child is Candyman. Scared the bejesus out of me, bro. The real life bejesus, because this was the first
Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
Get to where I can find it.
This was the first person that you could really identify a face to. Like, I wasn't really scared about a white person, like, showing up in mirrors or hopping through windows.
You're scared of them enough in real life.
Yeah. I could walk outside and
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, Officer 3625 was out there. Get out my lawn, sort of guy. But real life. Like you said, in a corner, coming down from something with a fur jacket on to the T, with some loafers on, saying with a knife, that's fucking scary, Lenny. That's scary, bro.
I think it's also the thing that like everybody has a mirror.
Who don't?
You know what I mean? Like everybody's got a couple of them in their house, and it's real easy to just like be like, nah, it's not real. I just say some shit in a mirror. It's like a very simple concept too. Like we would all have that happen.
Dead ass to the day, to this day.
You won't look in the mirror.
I ain't saying Candyman 5 times in the mirror.
Yeah,
I'm straight.
It's crazy. We say that though, but somehow in these movies, people just keep succumbing to the temptation of like tempting fate.
You said people. You really want to talk about the people?
We can.
Let's talk about the people.
Let's start with 1992.
Let's start with 92.
So we're gonna
start with 92,
let's
bro.
get through it. So basically, you have two women doing a thesis for school, and they decide to do their thesis on Candyman.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't even...
One white, one black. Let's start there. Because
Yes.
it does play a factor into this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Where she's more willing to just go throw herself into all these really, like, uncomfortable... Like, she does some dumb shit. When she
usual.
When she goes to the bathroom... You know the one I'm talking... When she goes into the bathroom and she leaves the little kid outside?
Yes.
That's... The fuck you
doing? You don't have to start there. You can get way earlier in the movie when her and her colleague, they start off initially, and she's like, let's just go do it. Mm-hmm. And then the black lady, like all black people, stop. Skeptical. I got 3 times. Candyman. I'm not going to 4 and 5. Mm-hmm. I'm good.
Why'd you even say 3, though? You know? Like, why even... You're already teetering on the line.
I am. I'm stopping, though.
Yeah.
I'm stopping. Just like the black lady. I'm stopping.
Yep, I'm
out. X number 1. Strike number 1. Homegirl goes all the way through. Bomb. Says 5. You on the list now, right? Let's go to the next version of when she fucks up. She goes to the hood. Mm-hmm. Black girl is telling her, listen, man, this might not be the safest place for us to be.
Mm-hmm. She's never been to the hood.
She's never been to the hood before.
Yeah.
Clearly. It's a joke. It's a circus. It's, let me push the envelope. Oh, nothing's going to happen to us. It's just the hood. Okay. You go to the hood. You then go into the room that Candyman lives in. You strike number 2.
She goes through the mirror, right? Yeah.
No, the mouth, the opening, the wall opening.
Yeah, well, I thought she went into the bathroom because remember, like she was talking about the murder happening. She goes into the room and she opens the mirror and pushes the back. Of the mirror
that was early on. The first strike.
Yes,
when she was saying Candyman with her colleague.
Right, you're right. Okay.
Yeah. And then, like I said, strike 2 is her going to the hood. You remember that whole scene right there?
Yeah.
And then her third strike to me is going into the bathroom. That's when it really was like, yo, you just really pushing on, you bugging.
You know what the best things that horror movies can do is they base something in form of like where you can see it happening. And as much as I want to say, nobody's dumb enough to just go into like a bathroom in the middle of the hood when you're by yourself as a female.
Yeah.
But unfortunately,
where was this based in? Chicago?
That sounds right. It feels like Chicago.
I might be pulling it out, man. So I feel like it was
like
Chicago.
I know the name. Cabrini Heights is the name of the like community.
I'm listening to you. Yep.
But the problem is, like in real life, people do. Unfortunately, younger females do walk around at nighttime. You hear about shit in Times Square and not Times Square, like Central Park in New York and like wherever it is of like women being accosted or whatever it might be. So then when you see this happen in the movie, you're like, unfortunately, that could happen.
Yeah, it could.
I actually like that the movie, when she does that, she's not punished by Candyman for doing that. She's punished by a real life dude who's pretending to be Candyman.
Just walked through the hood, was like, yeah, bitch, it's on.
Yeah. And fucking clubs her in the side of the head, bro. She just whacks her. She's like, you don't have to do this. Like, they know I'm here. And he's like, I don't give a fuck. Smack. Right upside of the head.
I love how that's white people's line, as if like that was gonna save them.
Right. He's like, dude,
they know I'm here. And?
Yeah, you're here though. You're here. They're not here, and only thing you have is a 12-year-old outside.
Now follow that up with him actually being caught. Mm-hmm. And then she brings reference to that though. You know, like more than anything in this Candyman and the newest iteration is that there are very strong racial influences.
Yeah.
And she says it is a very particular line that, you know, hey, Cabrini Heights is the hood. Cabrini Green is the hood.
Yeah, that's why I said that. It's my bad.
Sorry, Cabrini Green is the hood, and things happen here. You never get a police response. For example, the lady calls about homegirl dying, getting killed by Candyman. Nobody even showed up for hours, she said.
Yeah, nobody
people just screaming in there. Somebody getting slashed, bloody murder. Nobody shows up. White woman goes and gets clubbed across the head. Police are right there. It's a story that's all too familiar to people like me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's not unfamiliar. That's real recognizable. So, being racial undertone right there.
But do you think did you realize that when you were younger? Mm-hmm. Like did 10-year-old you realize like all of that going on in the movie, or was that just a scary guy?
No, adult me did.
Right.
Adult me did. When I watched it the second time around, because I hadn't watched it since I was a kid. Thank you for putting me on to where it was at. Like we watched it on.
It's on Peacock.
It's on Peacock. Anybody wants to go watch it, the original. I watched it as an adult, and I'm like, damn, this is still relevant. Like, this doesn't feel like obviously it's a 1992 movie because of the film and everything like that. But the things and the concepts, they're relevant today, bro.
Yeah, the problem is we would say like, wow, they were ahead of their time, but it's like, unfortunately, they were just telling a story that's been
on par. They're not ahead of their time. They're on par.
And to the point where the lore, right, the story of Candyman is based in the 1800s, even. Relevant. Right? It's about a black artist who draws for rich white families.
Yep.
And of course, there's one white bitch that wants to make trouble, and she has a child, and it leads to my guy getting murdered and then fucking honey smothered all over him.
A black man's kryptonite, bro.
Holy shit, right?
A black man's kryptonite.
Well, yeah.
It's sad to say that this story, Candyman is the movie.
It's the forbidden fruit, right?
Candyman is the story, but the actual things of what's happening is all too familiar.
Mm-hmm.
I don't play with like things that are serious of criminal nature, but like I know a lot of stories where someone has been wrongfully accused, someone has been in the wrong place at the wrong time, all dealing with, for lack of better words, a white person or a white woman, and now you're caught up in some shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Well, because at the end of the day, who do they really care about, right? Themselves, and like that's where it's at. That's true to anybody. That's not just white women, but like that's just.
I'm saying relevancy for Candyman. You know?
Yes,
but
my
man got honey smothered all over him, beat him,
and burned.
Come on, bro,
burned.
Yeah,
and burned. But it makes you wonder, right? And this is flash forwarding towards the end a little bit.
Yeah,
his kryptonite really ends up being fire, right?
No, his kryptonite is still a white woman.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, the end result was fire.
Fire killed him.
Killed him. I mean. Yes.
Don't you think it's interesting of all the things? Because like, he was they beat the shit out of him and then smothered him in honey. Was that how it worked? They
beat the shit out of him, cut his arm off.
Yes.
Smothered him in honey, burnt him.
Because it's not like cutting him hurts him. It's not like the honey hurts him. The only thing that really fucks him up is he's got bees all over him at all times. Like bees are a part of him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Visually, this movie does some interesting things, and I think that's one of the ways where, in ways, it stands out.
Very strong imagery.
Yes, that's probably the best part of this movie. It's not. I don't find it to be a scary movie, and I think it's because I didn't see it as a kid, right?
No. I told you that. I texted you. I was like, man, I can't believe I was scared of this shit as a kid, bro.
Because the only part that really fucked me up was her waking up with the dog, like the dog's severed head, fucking next to her.
Yeah.
Which I also found weird because she takes the baby and cuts the head off at the same time, right?
Candyman does.
Well, so how does Candyman just come in and take a baby? Like, I don't understand that either. Like,
bro, he goes through walls.
Yeah, like he's transient, I guess, right? But like, so he is the one who takes the baby.
First of all, we're gonna stop right here. This is a big pause. In my whole motherfucking life, I've never seen somebody take out a Rottweiler. Let that be for the record.
She's like a 95-pound woman. She's not like a big
That's
lady,
how
bro.
the police should have known. That's how the black lady should have known. Ain't no way.
Yeah, this lady took. I have a Rottweiler.
Severed.
That was a big ass Rottweiler.
That Rottweilers ain't little dogs.
No, that was a
that 95-year-old white blonde Kelly Cameron just severed a whole Rottweiler head. Man, come on with that shit, man. Lenny, that's some no.
That's a plot hole. That is a big old.
That's a plot hole, bro.
I thought because I guess you're right. The Candyman takes. I thought it was crazy that she goes in and has time to take your baby and then kill your dog, and then you find out. Like, how was the baby by himself like that?
Sleep.
Yeah,
she was asleep.
That's a lot of noise.
Yeah, because Rottweiler gonna scream.
The baby's gonna scream.
That too.
Everybody's screaming. She's like, I don't know.
I don't know. Bro.
I don't. That's one of the ones that doesn't make sense. So slowly her life just fucking unravels, right? Like people are dying all around her, and she ends up killing her best friend, right?
She doesn't kill him,
but like gets falsely accused of murdering it. What do you think of her man's the whole time?
Was corny from jump. She knew though, but see, she knew.
Yeah.
She knew.
She just didn't call him on it.
Yeah,
that's the difference on like some people get cheated on and they don't want to admit.
That
it's real. But like, what'd you think he was? He wasn't answering your phone calls. What'd you think he was doing? Yeah.
You knew. Yeah. Like, cut the shit, you knew.
Mm-hmm.
That I got no sympathy for me there.
So she gets thrown in jail. And I think probably the best place for her to stay, but then when you're like,
how do you make bail from kidnapping a child, and I don't know what's the charge for that? Killing a beast, killing an animal, like
animal cruelty.
Animal cruelty. That's the word I was looking for.
I think it's some type of murder. You probably get charged, right?
First sign of white privilege.
What do you think?
First sign of white privilege there. A bail, bruh.
She didn't escape on her own.
Not from jail, no, bro. Kidnapping
from the mental institution.
Yes,
right.
Kidnapping is a first degree charge. Like it's under the lines of like arson and murder and shit like that. Like you don't get a bail for that.
In the world of cancel culture, what do you think they would care more about? The murder of a person or a murder of a dog? Like the beheading
murder or the kidnapping? Let's be clear. Let's use our proper words.
We can use. So I was just saying, if you put two tiers, like you kill a human versus you behead a dog, I think they care more about
Peter's wild. Peter's wild.
Yeah, that's what they'll run up on you with some blood, throw that shit all over.
Peter's wild. Those folks reckless. People care way more about animals than they do about people.
Exactly.
If you need any example out there, y'all look up Michael Vick. People care way more about dogs than they care about fucking people.
Yeah, so. Exactly. 100%.
Black man gets killed in the hood. Black man gets his neck stepped on. Black woman gets beat in jail. No one gives a fuck. Michael Vick does not kill a dog. He's dog fighting, and they put my man's under the fucking jail. He did time for that shit.
Which,
are you fucking kidding me?
Let's look at and this is a whole other conversation, but like why dog fighting is even a fucking thing. It is like,
you know what's even funnier about this video? You know I got like wow funny stories. He was doing that where my grandmother lives. Like really? He was doing that like in the hood. Like I know where this ring was. Like. I know his peoples. Like
it's just like, let's be real. People who have better means don't dogfight. You don't get raised in a culture where dogfighting's a thing. It's like it's a product of the environment that was created by people who put them there, right? Like
yeah, yes, I agree with you, but I think that it's different means for what you're saying. Like a rich people sport might be greyhound racing.
Well, exactly. Like it's all cruel towards some.
Yeah.
One's just villainized. Versus They treat it. There's a reason why. I think it was 2008 that I remember. It was the same election that that Obama was running for the first time, and it was on the docket here because we used to have a greyhound track near here, and it was like, do you want to get rid of it? It's like, yeah. Like why are these dogs bred to just fucking run around a track until they can't run fast enough anymore? And
you kill them off. You kill them off. Yeah. They don't go to a home. They don't do that. You kill them off. It's rich people sport versus poor man sport.
Yeah.
Poor man sport is pit bull dog fighting. Rich man sport is greyhound racing. Like either way, it's some animal cruelty.
And either way, it's a double standard in the way we villainize the people who are doing it.
For sure, bro.
I mean, and I do understand just cosmetically. Just to be fair.
Yeah.
I understand cosmetically that having two dogs bred to hate each other and attack each other is just a visually harder thing to accept.
Right.
But you are right in the core of it that like dogs die either way. You know, and men are involved or people are involved one way or another.
Rich man, poor man.
Yeah.
Rich man, poor man.
So the dog getting killed, I think, would have been a much bigger deal. It hit me. That was one of the things that probably hit me the most in the movie. Was like, damn, like that dog.
As dog owners, both of us, we both was like,
damn,
damn.
Yep.
He said the dog's dead as shit.
But so basically, like Candyman, at some point in here, gets a little cocky to his game, thinks he's a little fucking untouchable, and makes like a deal with her. Right? Basically,
it's a good storyline, Lenny. Yeah. I don't want that to get like caught up in what we're talking about a lot of racial things that's going on. But it's a good storyline. Even today, like we said, we and you both watched it as adults. I didn't think it was shitty.
No,
plot wise, you know what I mean?
Because I think because of the social aspects are what makes this movie more interesting. I think Tony Todd's amazing. I think the performance
shout out Tony Todd. Hold it down.
I think the themes and the visuals are enough here that it's still there. But I think what carries the movie to still being watchable today is a lot more of that subtext because it's intelligent and it's a commentary and it's an angle that we weren't given, and we didn't really get past that because we still don't have across the board black people involved in cinema nearly enough. Like the only time that we can get, like, realistically, there's like 5 black actors that can head a movie at this point that's not an all black cast, right? Like
I said it to you. I mean, we started with it, bro. That we don't have another black horror villain to date.
So as we start to transition into the modern movie, right? The new one that has just come out, I think it is important, especially before we maybe start to trash some of his work, to at least put a highlight on Jordan Peele, because when we're referencing, there not being any black, horror movie characters, things like that, even really like movies made for that demographic.
For us, by us is what we like to say, Lenny.
Yeah, a little bit of FUBU for you.
Yeah, okay. For us, by us.
But so I think it's important to highlight that he is, despite maybe some faults that are coming along with this, driving forward that culture and that message, and look no further than Get Out being like
salute that man,
a cultural phenomenon.
Salute that man.
Yeah, and then us taking it the next step, and honestly, this man has remade how trailers I think are made too, with the modern day versions of songs that he's using and making them more haunting. And I Got 5 on it, and then this one he's had Say My Name, and just a lot of really really good things. So I think it's important. Maybe we salute Jordan Peele.
Salute to Jordan Peele. Jordan Peele, this is for you, buddy.
Also, while we do this, I'd like to say LeBron, his studio's one made this. Braun Studio. I don't know if you noticed.
Was it?
If you the very beginning of the movie it said Braun.
I didn't even peep. I peeped, but I didn't peep.
Forgive me for not knowing this young lady's name. Naya
DaCoste?
Yeah. She's the first female.
Yes, sir. Let's talk about it. Let's big up black women. We're going to big up black women every time I'm around.
#1 movie this weekend.
Talk about it. Talk about it.
A lot of really, really, really impressive things.
A lot of really positive things as black people, man.
And to respect the old one, none of that happens if the people who made the first one didn't take the steps that they took that are not comfortable steps to take, especially 30 years ago, let alone now. So,
and it was based in Chicago. I looked it up.
Yeah.
It was based in Chicago. Shout out Shy, Chirac.
So,
salute to
that.
Salute.
So the end of the movie, because I think it's important we at least mention the end of the movie because of how it ties into the new one.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Free promo. Fuck
but how it ties into the first one, right?
Yep.
So, like I said before, Candyman maybe gets a little overzealous, a little big for his britches, maybe is the way to put it, right? And he basically is initially says he's going to give back the kid if she becomes his new Candyman,
his new victim.
Yeah, his lady.
Yeah,
because the theme would be it's the woman that he basically wants a wife and a child that was taken away from him.
Yeah,
and he reneges on his his agreement, right?
Yeah,
he backs out on it.
Yeah.
So this leads to and I don't remember her name. Call her Monica, right? The white chick. She rebels basically. She's like, I need to get this dude out of here, and she. Goes to, it's a bonfire they do every year. And Candyman's there, and he's trying to take both of them out. The chick and the baby. She manages to burn this man alive and escape with the baby, hand it off back to the mother. And it's a crazy way to kind of end it, right? Like we get that as the ending, and then immediately we pick up with her distraught former lover who's banging another chick, better looking chick, I believe, if I remember correctly. Props to him.
Younger.
Let me upgrade you.
Younger.
For a man who has a bad hairline, he was doing pretty well for himself. I would just like to point that out.
If you've been to school before, has been a teacher you wanted to bang. So
that was that guy. Yeah. You think he was that guy?
For her,
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. So he says her name. Now I think it's Jennifer. I don't. What was this chick's name?
It don't matter, bro.
He says it 5 times, kills her, and she pops up and kills him. Calls it a day.
Bloody Mary.
That is the end of the movie. Her name should be Mary.
It should have been. That would have made so much more sense. It would have made it all the way to Bloody Mary style. But
it would have just tied in very nicely, and you'd understand more of why both of those are things. But
synonymous with each other.
So let's move on to the 2021 version.
2021.
We both saw it. I saw it the day it came out, Thursday.
Yep.
You saw it on Sunday. Right, so
yes, sir.
It is now Tuesday for the people at home. So I'm a few days out. You're a couple days.
I don't know when it's gonna post, but this is Tuesday when we're recording.
Yes, not too many days out from when I'll post it. What was your expectation going into this movie?
I expected it to be a lot scarier than the first.
Yeah, I think I went in hoping. I don't know if I expected it.
I did.
Did we ever confirm this is rated PG-13?
You told me. Why you can look it up. I expected it to be a lot scarier than it was. I I knew it was gonna be a lot more modern, so that wasn't anything that was like an expectation, I'd say. But like I said, I'm gonna harp on it a lot. I thought that the storyline in the first was very good, so I expected the storyline on this one to be just as good, or not, or if not better, because we are in 2021, and like I've said to you before as well, since we've been talking, fam, you had the source material. You can't. It's hard to.
This is rated R.
Really?
Doesn't feel like it.
It doesn't feel like rated R. You had the source material. You had a lot of things to just follow. It wasn't like it was a brand new idea that you just put out your ass and hey, people like it, they like it, they don't. Bro, no, you had it. For what it's worth, I'll tell you this. Me and you, we didn't do the taste test on the 92 one. For me, the 92 one is a piece of steak. I'm going to fuck with that every time it's on. It's not chips. Okay. That's a good movie to me.
Yes.
It's old. It's a 90s movie. It's in my 90s movies lens, but Candyman is on. I'm fucking with it.
You have to give it a certain level of expectation or exception because of the time that it
came
out. I agree.
For sure. It's scary. It's 90s scary.
So I don't want to do like a line
you had expectations?
by lane. Like So I guess as far as what I felt going into it, like you said, I think the trailer did a good job to spark initial interest. I'd be lying to you if I said that I didn't have a certain soft spot for Destiny's Child, that specific CD. I just remember like Bills, Jumpin', like Bugaboo.
You're 2000s kid, bro.
Those songs are like, that CD is very fucking good, right?
2000s kid, I guess.
So
you was raised that day.
Hearing that song, the way it was made, I think that drew initial interest from me. I've seen a couple of horror movies in the past few weeks, right, at the movie theaters.
Like
Don't Breathe 2.
I want to say that. Was it good? Just random side note of this. I just want to know, was it good or not?
If you liked the first one, it's fine. I wouldn't recommend people going to the movie theaters for it. Yeah. I think it's a wait for it's on streaming movie.
Well, continue, because I don't want you to go off on that.
We always talk about, I'm in a different circumstance when it comes to movies, right? Because I pay for a monthly membership. I don't really...
You go see whatever you want to see
at this point, right? Because the more I see, the more
value.
Damn,
you a baller. You got money.
Yeah, $25 a month. You can all fucking do it.
You a baller,
it's just how it comes down to how you choose to spend your time, right? So, like, I already have tickets for Shang-Chi on Thursday. Like, I already got that lined up. So,
how you gonna hate outside from the club? You can't even get in.
You can all get in. It's $25. No promo though. We're just giving out promo. Here I am.
You are. That's
you. The one who was making me do it.
Hey, all I say was you a baller. Here you go. You can't wait to give up the free promo. Use the promo hoe, bro. No, I'm not trying to hoe us out.
You're making me feel like I'm hoeing myself.
You are, dog.
But so I haven't been going into as many movies recently, like really, really excited for it.
Yeah. You was excited for this?
No, I wasn't. No, that's what I was getting at, kind of. Like, so, like, it's because when you go into horror movies, I think it's hard to have a real high expectation for the quality. Most of them swing and miss, I guess is what I mean. Like, there's how many, like, in the past 5 years, how many great horror movies have you seen?
That's tough. Off the top of my head, you asked me that.
So I think it's easier for me to go in with tempered expectations, with lowered expectations, and come out impressed. And I think that's where me and you might be somewhat in different spectrums from what we talked about on this movie, is that I went in with little to no expectation, and it allowed me to kind of come out of it. There were certain things I enjoyed. And what I was going to say is I don't want to do like a line-by-line breakdown. We're not going to give you the whole entire plot here to the movie.
I don't want to spoil it for no. I mean, I know 3, 2, 1 spoil, but I don't want to spoil that.
We'll talk thematically.
Because I think a lot of people are going to go and see this movie.
Yeah, or wait to see it when it gets to whatever streaming service.
Random timeout. Not even a timeout. It's still on par. What did Snake Eyes do?
Like business-wise?
Yeah. Opening. 13? I think you told me you said the number 13? 12?
Yes. 13? Yeah, it's around that. Like in the teens. Yeah, so let's beat that.
Okay.
Which I think, and what that comes back to is what dollar's coming out to pay for your movie.
Talk about it.
You know what I mean?
Talk about it.
So this movie obviously drew out, a larger, more maybe diverse collection of people.
That and I'll attribute some of that to folks want a good scary movie.
Yeah,
folks will pay for a good scary movie. So I think you get a little bit of both demographic. And this may be a blanket statement. I'm okay with saying it. I don't want you to say it, but a lot of black people don't like to be scared. A lot of black people do not fuck with scary movies.
I understand. I definitely get that, but I do think I think that people do like to be scared though. Like I think there's a safe thing about going to the movies and being scared. It's different.
Sure, you're right.
You know.
It is safe, but you got to go home.
Yeah.
The fuck?
But it's up to you whether you take that fear home with you.
Everybody, if you are a scary person and you felt safe watching it in the theater because you felt safe, right?
Mm-hmm. You're gonna think about it a little when you get.
They're fucking right. Yeah. You see the Exorcist in the movie, they're like, God damn, I'm scared.
But
you go home, and then now every little, you're like, oh shit.
But isn't that why you went in the first place?
Yes, Lenny. Yes, so yes.
You know.
But what I'm saying is the people that will even say, yo, I don't fuck with scary movies. I'm not going to put myself in that predicament. Mm-hmm. As a black person, I'm saying that is high. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people that's just not doing that.
From a sales perspective, I think it goes in line with like you said, you don't want to get scared. Mm-mm. But we've talked about, me and you have talked about the power of the black dollar, right?
Yes, sir. Let's talk about it.
And I look at, Black Panther is always something to me where it's a clear example of it, where, Black Panther isn't, I've said to you, I don't think it's the best Marvel movie. It's not my favorite Marvel movie, but I think at the end of the day, because of what it stood for, it was going to draw the attention and the money and all of that it did, because it was important in that spectrum. The same way
it was a cultural event. I think it's the word you're looking for.
And I think that Candyman should be looked at kind of the same way.
It is.
Right?
It
because
is.
Tony Todd was who he is, and that character is what they are. And I think that's when you see, now the numbers are nowhere near each other. Black Panther versus Candyman, but when this movie does in the mid-20s.
I mean, Marvel is a machine.
A different entity. Yeah,
it's a machine.
But when in this time period, when movies aren't making the money that they're supposed to, when movies are down in terms of actual revenue.
So you tell me, because again, I'm not Mr. Numbers guy. I'm all restorative feeling off the strength.
$23 million would be good for a regular horror movie release. Because like realistically, watching that movie, what was the budget? Where was the real budget?
I don't know.
Not a ton. So I want to actually look that up for you.
So cultural event is the word that I want to stay on, right? So. I'm not the biggest LeBron fan. Bron Studios did this. Jordan Peele did this. And I don't want to be. I know we stayed on Jordan Peele for a little bit. I want to stay here again. I think that it is very, very important to highlight any sort of black success, because I don't think that we get the look that we deserve sometimes, especially from someone like Jordan Peele. Jordan Peele, don't get too hyped, though. I'm not riding you because I'm going to shit on you a little bit later. But I do want to highlight the successes that we are in and that we're having right now, because a LeBron, a top 2-3 NBA player, venturing out, creating a studio, comes out with Space Jam, comes out with Candyman. Mm-hmm. Jordan Peele, like you said, his 3 movies, boom, boom, boom.
Yep. And he took the Twilight Zone and brought it to modern
day.
Like,
he's putting black actors to the forefront. You know what I'm saying? I will never ever shit on something like that. Never ever, because for far too long we've been overlooked, we've been pushed to the side. All of those things now are being brought back to the forefront. And what a better movie than Candyman to do that?
I think you mentioned LeBron. I don't think me and you are ever really pro LeBron people, but I think you need people like LeBron. I look at a Dave Chappelle as another person like that. Like, you need these people who have broken through the racial glass ceiling, and ascended to the level of like can't be canceled. They are
untouchables.
They are trendsetters. Yeah, they are influencers, right? So you need people like that, the Kevin Harts of the world. You need, I even think like Michael B. Jordan's ascending into one of those people, right? Where you need guys like that are able to cultivate stories that will bring in all demographics, because I think that's important too, because you can't just, and this is why I think what we'll get into with Jordan Peele a little later, I don't think you can segregate your audience either, because I don't think you want the movies to just, I think they are for us, by us. I understand that, right? But
you know what? Let's. I know we're definitely we have to get to talking about the 2021 version, but we're bringing it up enough. Let's just stay here, bro. Let's stay here with Jordan Peele.
Okay.
I think it's actually the reverse with him. I think he touched the white congregation first. Before Key and Peele, I didn't know what the fuck he was. But I watched it on Comedy Central. He got a crowd of white folks out there. You know what I'm saying? To then do a quick pivot, and again,
I didn't watch Key and Peele, by the way.
Completely ignorant. Maybe he did. I'm just telling you how my experience was. a quick pivot to Get Out, and then it's all Forrest Bias, and I fucking love it. I love it. Give me all the blackety black ass shit. I'm behind it, bro.
But I think it's important to still mention that, like, that movie was inclusive. Everybody who saw that movie, no matter what your skin color or your background was, I feel like came away with that movie being positive. Maybe it meant different things to different people. But that's where I say that, like, you need to be able to bridge the gap a little bit to make the movie inclusive for everybody, for your message to be heard, for your message to have an impact.
What a relevant thing to say, as in that, you know, interracial dating is at the forefront. You like who you like, you love who you love, and your opening scene of the movie is with, you know, black boyfriend, white girlfriend talking about going to meet her white parents. Damn, that's real life.
It knocks down a wall into a view that you didn't have before, right?
I won't jump out as far as to make blanket statements. I hate blanket statements, but, you know, I would say the majority of folks all know someone in an interracial relationship.
Yeah,
it's real life right now.
Yeah, or have known somebody who's been,
or have known.
Right, you know,
that's real life right now, bro.
Yes, yeah, you know more now than ever. Of
Absolutely,
course, right?
Absolutely. You put that on the big screen.
What I want to ask though is, does that set him up in a position where our expectations for him are through the roof every time he touches a product? Right?
It's tough. You come out with a classic, your first album, I expect it. Yeah. You set your own bar. Drake, you're only comparing Drake to Drake. Yeah, really. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I want that quality every time. So when I don't, you're your own worst critic. Me and you talked about it again. You know, we're gonna keep talking about it on the pod of shit that we talked about off air. To me, Jordan Peele's 1 for 3. Yeah. He's 1 for 3.
I'm more 50-50 on him, and I mean that in the sense that, like, I understand that 1 out of 3, there's no real way to get to 50-50, but I'm like 1.5 out of 3.
He's 1 for 3.
I don't want to give our ratings away because we haven't even talked about the movie.
Right. Let's just say I'm Jordan then.
I'm not as down on this one as you are. I'm very down on Us.
Likewise.
I just can't. I can't bring myself to rewatch it.
So you know what?
We've
touched on it. We're not dancing around it, but we've touched on it a whole lot this pod, bro, where there's a lot of social tones, there's a lot of social stereotypes, there's a lot of things going on in all of Jordan Peele's movies. Candyman's right on par with that as well.
This one might be the most in my mind of any of them. Because
the messages were so clear cut on this one, as compared to the other ones.
This is like, because like Get Out was subtle until the end.
Yeah,
you didn't get the whole vision until you saw the whole movie.
Love it,
right? Yep. Like things happened slowly in it. It's amazing. It's the perfect way to do it. Us, I don't think anybody still knows what the fuck that movie's really about.
Yep, keep going.
Like no one.
I ain't interrupting you. Keep going. You cooking.
Candyman to me is the one that has the most clear-cut message of what they're trying to tell you. And I think that this is where perspective on the matter is important.
Yeah.
Because they're going to tell a person like yourself things that you already know. And I think that might not be the goal of what this movie is.
Right.
I think it's for you to feel relatable to it, but maybe it is to educate other people.
Sure.
The issue I have is that there's some actions in this movie that I think alienate the same people you're trying to educate.
Tell me more.
And
that's very strong messaging. Please tell me more.
I just, I brought it back to the even the simplest thing, and I don't want it to sound like it's hard to really explain, but like it did stand out to me, and I said this to you the other day that like primarily all white people die in this movie.
Yes,
right? And I don't think, and I understand that it's not like I'm not saying it like it's a bad thing, but I think optically, if I'm putting my feet into a bunch of other people's shoes, into a collection of other people's out there,
are you like?
Shoes, that I could see them being off-put by that, right?
Yeah. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, I feel the same way. Lenny, every horror movie I've watched since I've been a kid, you know who died? Mm-hmm. The black dude.
I know. It's been a
first.
Joke. It's been a joke for a very long time.
The black dude dies first.
Yes.
Kiss my ass, suck my dick, white America.
So I agree with you. But I just think I'm just taking the next context
for sure. Longer, enough for you to say you were very cognizant of the fact that in this movie, all the white folks died.
But it's because he points you in that direction.
Sure.
Because everything in this movie is, and this is the stuff I like about it too. This is where I want to get into it. It's the same stuff I like. Yeah. I like that it talks about how the gentrification of neighborhoods happens.
Yes.
I like how it talks about,
yes,
because especially coming off of the past year, right? I think in the past year, I've learned more about red line neighborhoods and all that stuff than I ever have, right?
Pause right here because it's very important. Listeners, I really hope y'all, I'm big on education. The Color of Law. It's a book that I'll give my boy a shout out, my boy Calf. Calf put me on. It's about redlining, for sure. It's about redlining, all those in there. Educate yourself. I took this book from a very good friend of mine. Shout you out. It's a great read, The Color of Law. Educate yourself on that.
I want to give that a shot.
Yeah, I would definitely let you hold that down, Brody.
Because
great book.
It teaches you the economics of the way the hood happens.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Like the way that hoods were created, the reason why they are there. And I think this movie, where it's like things are very on the nose, this movie takes a lot of the stuff that's been talked about in the past year, and it does put that out there.
Right.
I don't know, and I don't know if I can fully understand why I think it is going to make some people feel alienated. And I don't know if I think that's a bad thing, because maybe you should feel that.
You should.
Maybe that you've
let's shake the table.
Maybe those same people have made a lot of other people feel alienated.
Yeah, bro.
Right?
Look, every movie I've ever watched. Oh no, Dante. Mm-hmm. Oh no, Daryl.
Yeah.
Oh no, not the jock who died first.
You ever seen Halloween H2O though?
Yeah. The Buster?
Nah, LL makes it out, and then Halloween Resurrection, Busta makes it out.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Son, yo. Nah, Mike, you can't kill me, son.
Deep Blue Sea, kind of a horror movie. LL gets out again.
Yeah, but then Samuel gets the worst death of all.
The worst, it's the dopest, though. That speech. Have you ever seen ice when it moves down the mountain?
That shit corny.
It moves faster than ever.
Wow. So one black person made it out, one black died.
Yeah.
And it's an argument on the lighter side. So
no, don't do that to him, bro.
Shout out
top 5 MC of all time, dude. Todd. What's it? We almost got a Tony Todd. We got a Todd. What's his last name? Help me
James.
Out. Thank you. That's almost close, man. First names, double first names. I see what they did there. But
ladies love Cool James.
So I look and I'm like, the messaging's very clear in this, and the best parts to me are that I also. How far do we want to jump ahead here? So let's start from the beginning. Actually, with some of the movie themes, right? Because we've gone through a lot of Jordan Peele. Let's talk about the movie.
Yeah.
Did you notice immediately the thematic similarities between the main star in this movie and the actual character that was established of Candyman? Like, in that they're both artists. They're both portrait artists. Like, there was already a theme line of, like, what we knew about the 1800s version of Candyman was he was a great artist and a great drawer.
Yeah.
This son,
callback,
who was going to
our first callback.
Yeah, like a little tie-in between the two of them there, right? But you have an artist.
Struggling artist.
You have an artist that's been struggling to find his next work. Yeah, like to find his next work, right? He was successful right out of the gates, but then I think it's something that's probably not talked about enough with artists in general, that sophomore slump's a real thing. Recapturing that same creativity as your first time.
We like to call it restoring the feeling.
It's also what we're talking about with Jordan Peele, right?
He's trying to restore the feeling.
Yeah, like he's trying to get back to where
he's trying to restore the feeling.
And it's the same thing that this artist is going to, and eventually he comes across the story of Cabrini Green and Candyman. A story that somehow he's never heard of before, but has grown up in Chicago. That's interesting, right? Like,
right.
I feel like that would have gotten to him at some point. But he becomes fascinated, enamored with the story of Candyman, and he starts to research it. And he goes to Cabrini Green, and he runs into a guy who I can never remember his name, but he was in The Walking Dead. Yeah. Do you know his name? No, don't. Who cares?
That's my guy.
But he's a good actor.
Yeah,
he's a very good actor. I like him a lot.
I can't wait till we get to the end, because that is a major point of contention for me.
Okay, specifically.
Him specifically.
Okay. But yeah. Throughout all of this, you're getting flashbacks to what I would assume is like 1980s Cabrini Green, right?
Right.
You're seeing a boy who has come across a guy when the Candyman stuff was at its peak. There was a person giving little pieces of candy out in the hood that had razor blades in it, and it would kill people, and they said he had a hook on his hand. He goes into a bathroom somewhere and sees a guy who makes no sense. Why did he come out of the hole?
He was in the laundry room.
That was looked like a weird.
Bro, he was in the laundry room. And the Candyman. It wasn't the Candyman. It was like the you don't know this, but it's like the neighborhood special needs person.
Okay, yeah.
And
I have one of them in my neighborhood.
Everybody knows that this person is special needs. And completely harmless.
Yeah,
a completely harmless person.
And so you get the scene of the kid. The kid cries wolf. Basically, he doesn't cry. He just screams. And the cops have been outside of this building, and they run in and they run past him, and they basically just beat the shit out of this guy.
Whoa!
Am I missing something?
Whoa!
I'm 5 days out. So
whoa!
You know,
very important. This because I don't want it to get lost here. Very important. He yells, and the cops are looking. They run past. Right. He knows that the cops have run past. It's clear. It's clear from my man down there. He then drops the piece of candy that my man gave him and gave him away. The cops run in past him, beat the shit out of my man. And kill him. Kill him.
No questions asked.
No questions asked.
Just run in there.
Run in there, beat the shit out of him, kill him.
And come to find out, this isn't Candyman.
No.
Because a week later...
Candy with razor blades in it.
Some kid gets candy with razor blades in it.
Yep.
And now this guy's had to live his whole life knowing that he basically got a guy killed, right?
Right. Beat and for the record, for the movie, beat the shit out of him till he's unrecognizable and then kill him. Like, fuck them up.
Were you cognizant of the fact that the Candyman they kept showing us wasn't the same one that we had seen when we were like in the first one, right? Yeah. So the whole time we're getting that. But he ends up doing an art gallery showing, and he builds a whole thing around Candyman, straight down to a mirror on the wall that he tells you to say Candyman 5 times into it. Mind you, I don't think at this point he's done it himself, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
So I think it's the same night as the showing that he does it himself.
Yes.
Right. He goes home with his girl. He says it himself, and from there it sets off a chain of events. There's 2 people who say it at the art gallery. Gone. I liked that scene. Now, how did you feel about the art gallery?
That was dope.
That was one of the
better scenes.
One of the better scenes. The way they played with
artistically,
artistically,
one of the better, visually one of the better scenes.
There's some not creative kills in this movie. There's a couple that I think are pretty creative that they've done with the mirror.
I want to jump ahead because you said creative. Do you think the one where the white lady died in her apartment was creative? You didn't like that?
No, I didn't. Because I've seen that. You know what it reminded me of? Have you ever seen the movie Hollow Man? Yeah. Or even that more recent one, Invisible Man.
Yeah.
Kind of, it just was kind of like that to me.
He peeks around the shower like...
yeah, exactly. That shit. That was fucked up. That's the most fucked up in part.
He's like, oh no, I gotta get the fuck out of here. This bitch about to die. Oh man. Hell no.
So I like that whole scene leading up to that part. It's just the kill itself.
Did you think she was trying to smash? Because I did.
Yes.
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 She was trying to smash.
I think he thought she was trying to smash.
Yo. I thought she was with the shits, bro. I thought she was with the shits. And then she went to the bathroom. He was like, yo, man, what's up?
Where you going?
There you go. I'm trying to, you know what I mean?
All right. So we've already talked about this lady dying before we even said who she really was. She's a clout chaser.
And a freak.
Both. Initially not a clout chaser, and now initially just kind of a bitch. She shows up.
A bitch.
Yeah, shows up to his art gallery.
Got my man's drunk.
Tells him his shit ain't any good. He gets his ass hammered, makes a fool of himself.
Just a regular adaptation of one of the people who's going to the hoods and takes everything from the hood and paints it. Bitch. As you say this from your Chicago high rise.
What did she?
You've never been to 63rd. You don't know O Block. You don't know Chief Keef. You don't know Vaughn. You don't know these people.
Do you remember what he says to that dude? The dude who tries to talk shit to him when he's drunk. I forget what he says.
Called him Goofy.
He called one of them Goofy. He says his goofy ass. And then he says something to the dude about fucking chicks who are too young or something. I don't know.
He was talking about mans that can't get it up and shit. He said something, I can't get it up.
My guy is like, well, that's not new. You've been thinking about that you've been waiting to use that one.
Yeah.
He literally says it. I'm like, yeah, he definitely was.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, there was no way he didn't think that.
And dude did look goofy for the record.
Yeah.
That be understood. Yeah. He just said it because he was drunk, but he definitely did.
He was self-conscious for that for about 30 seconds though, because he immediately tried to fuck that girl like right after everybody left.
She knew what time. She was like, yeah, I'm young.
Yeah.
And you can't get it up. Because she did a callback to that with something like, do you need to get anything? He's like, no, baby, I'm ready.
Yeah, I'll get it done.
I'll get it done.
Oh. So yeah, this woman badmouths him. And then, of course, the second that people die, and it looks like it was Candyman who did it.
She's all about it. I can't wait to do an excerpt on you.
Yeah, hops right on board.
Hops on.
Trying to fuck this man's brains out.
Wow.
And it's just and it's very blatant, and it's you know she's gonna die. Like the second she's brought back into the fold, you're like, oh, you're just somebody who's gotta die now. You just gotta go. Yeah.
He's out.
What'd you think of
all white too?
His wife's or his fiance's brother?
Needed.
Yeah.
Needed for sure. Funny as hell.
I think in some ways he was needed. I do think it was funny that
Lenny, as a black man, right? There's always going to be that hating friend on your relationship. Mm-hmm. They got a lot to say about what's going on. They got a lot of empty calories to put onto you. It's some bullshit. Her brother was that guy.
Yeah.
Girl, come on, fam. Don't worry about what we got going on over here. We straight.
I like later in the movie when he has to go over and like try to help her get her.
We are here.
Yeah.
What?
Don't come down. We'll be out in a minute.
Yo, fuck out of here. We're leaving right now. Shut the fuck up, bro.
Yeah, you ain't doing shit.
Yeah, corny.
I do like that he was just like, I feel like earlier he's like, nah, I'm good with saying Candyman at all. But later he's like, this dude thinks that Candyman's real on some bitch shit. It's like, you were fucking terrified to say it. You don't think about the fact that this man actually said it.
One of my favorite parts of the movie. Favorite is when she opens up the closet to go downstairs to the basement, and she's like, "Nope," and closes the shit.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm
nope. Because for too long, as black people in movies, we yell at the movie, wishing somebody do some wild shit
that you wouldn't be doing in real life.
You would never do.
Yeah,
I love that. That's a callback to being a real black person. You opened up the door, you saw that none of the lights is on. It looks scary as fuck down there. You closed the door and said, "Nope."
Not today.
I'm
good.
Hell no. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's not like, wow, hey, we should split up. Let's go downstairs together. Nope.
So I told you what one of my favorite parts of the movie was. So even though he's the one who says Candyman.
Yep.
I have a few questions.
Hot take plot hole.
Does he have like an affinity? Did Candyman already have an affinity for her? You know what I mean? Because like he appears to her at nighttime.
She didn't say it.
She never says it.
Let that hot take plot holes coming. This is the segment.
So I think you're right because like visually, it's one of my favorite scenes because I think it's one of the few times where in the movie theater I tensed up a little bit and was like, oh, what's going on here? Like, what's happening? Because I love the way they played with the mirrors. Yes. Like, I love that if you just looked in the background of certain scenes, he was there. You know, I like being able to play around with that stuff, that he's in all these places that they're not looking for him to be there.
Yeah.
But she has that ominous feeling, like, I'm being watched. I know something's here, right?
Right.
And
why?
But I think what it is because, I mean, by the end of the movie, somebody's becoming... I think there's already an attachment. Like, there's already an omen that's put on that guy. And you find out later in the movie what maybe some of that omen is.
Yeah.
Do you believe in, like, fate?
I believe in fate in real life. I did not think this was the fate in the movie.
But it ends up being.
It does. I think there's too many plot holes along the way.
Yeah.
For me to get there. I understand where you wanted to take me. But how you got me there was wild.
I don't know if they're plot holes or if they weren't explained well.
Both. Two things can be true.
What ends up happening is she thinks she sees in the bathroom Candyman, right? But it actually is her boyfriend, fiance, who is just like staring into a mirror, right? And he's picking at the scab on his hand.
He got a bee sting.
So he gets a bee sting earlier
and lets the bee sting get so bad that it scabs and that his hand is starting to fucking rot.
And just take over his whole body.
At what point do you go to urgent care? Do you go to the emergency room? Get the fuck out of here, bro.
But was he
and his excuse for it was, And again, this is a black person thing. I ain't got no health insurance. I ain't got no health insurance. Hey, yo, I felt that, but I got health insurance.
There's a Minute Clinic somewhere.
Fam.
There's a Minute Clinic somewhere.
Leonard. At what point, bro, this shit is up your arm?
I was confused why nobody was seeing it. Like, he was talking to mad people.
He just sitting at the dinner table like...
Yeah, like really fucking himself
Shorty
up.
said something, though. Shorty was like, are you okay?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, no.
Because he had it wrapped up and had started picking away at it.
Son,
it's a very, I do think it's a very man thing to be like, it'll get better.
Bro, up to your fucking elbow?
If I don't deal with it, it'll get better. Yeah.
No. From a bee sting?
Yeah, it's not good.
Bro, I got bit by a mosquito.
But he wasn't
been bothering me since.
He wasn't of his right mind. You know?
Sure.
Like, Candyman is in there. Like, in his brain at this point. He's drawing this motherfucker everywhere.
Yeah. You know what I thought would have been a great callback? This is like just fandom at this point. Is if when the girlfriend makes it out, she did posts or publishes his artwork everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, at the end?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought it would have been dope. Like, say my name. Like, you bring it full circle now. Like, say my name. And then
like, now I'm promoting what it is. Because, like, I do... So, like, and as we get into
I thought that would have been a dope-ass, like, ending.
Like we said, we're not going to go line for line here. So, one of the themes that I did enjoy in this movie is what they did to grow on the lore of Candyman. Right? So, we talked about it earlier.
You got a great backstory.
Yeah, like we talked about it earlier where, the 1800s, the artist... draws a white woman, the family kills him, whatever. That's all we're told that Candyman is in the first one.
Right.
But through kind of exposés through the guy who the artist keeps going to visit at Cabrini Green, you find out more and more about what Candyman really is.
Did you like the callback of the shadow figures?
Yeah. I
love that.
I like those. Yeah.
Love that.
I think it made it...
From 92 to 2021. Love that.
It was visually it was cool too. Like I definitely really liked it.
Yeah.
But you find out that like Candyman's you already knew this. He's an idea. But like Candyman's not one person. And I like that they...
You didn't know that going from 92.
No, exactly.
You didn't know that from 92.
And that's what I really like that this movie did is like, okay, we have a story, we have a base, but let's grow it. And if you're going to do a sequel, make it bigger. And it's like, okay, no longer it's still the same idea. It's still the same concept that like original Candyman was there. So you always remembered that you did this to the person for no reason, to a black man for no reason. Right. And now, especially in 2021 with 30 years of perspective, what Candyman actually is every single black man you've ever done that to.
Yes.
Every single time somebody was stomped down by a cop or shot by a cop for the wrong reason. Every single time that white woman pointed at that guy and said it was him who did this. Like, those are all Candymen now. Right? And that was a great addition to the storyline to me. And I think it's an important educational thing that this does.
You've been on that from jump. You've definitely said that from jump is that you think that the bringing it from decade to decade, century to century, saying, hey, there's multiple Candyman. Like Candyman is not a person, it's an idea.
Yeah.
I did like that because now you can grow and you can build on from what it was.
And it also makes sense tying it into the end of the last one where she becomes like not that she's a black man obviously, but like that she was able to take over his powers. I think is something that you were already accepting of the first one, obviously, right? There's some of that where it doesn't. The only problem is it doesn't make sense that like,
Now you're getting where I'm going.
Yeah.
Not my problem. I told you this. I liked the original, the 92, because it gave me some finality. Like I didn't care what the white woman was doing.
Yeah.
After the fact, like, hey, this is what happened. Candyman died.
Did you think she had lived? Well, actually, we know she died, right? Because she kills the guy. But also, there's a mural of her at the end of the first one, right?
Yeah. So for me, like that gave me some finality. Whereas with this one, it looks like we're banking on, like you said, the Candyman saga. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not mad at it, but this is what we were talking about with the Jordan Peele thing. Everything is a fucking Dreidel. Everything is Inception. It's like, well, how do you feel?
What am I supposed to read into
this? What's next? Like, bro, we straight,
in Hollywood, man. They'll, like, Inception and all these movies make you think. It's me and Matt were talking about this earlier, and people are going to see the other episode before we get there, before this comes out. Yep. We were talking about with Princess Diana. I was asking Matt, if when you go into a movie knowing that there's a sad ending, do you think that critics already have that movie as a highly rated movie? Like, when you have a sad ending to a movie, I feel like it's already like, oh, that's a critical risk. And I'm saying that to say that when Jordan Peele makes a movie, he makes it to have you answer these questions because he thinks, or maybe he doesn't think this, but does it lend to this movie being more positively received as a critic? Right? Because I think this movie has I'll double check, but I think it was 60% on Rotten Tomatoes. I just wonder if when you have these movies that have all this subtext that they're automatically considered to be a good movie. Because Us was critically loved, right? Because it's almost like
white folks loved it.
But I don't even, it's just white folks either, because I think it's just critics.
Every black person I know hated it.
Critics specifically.
Every black person I know hated it. Hated the ending. Hated the ending.
But this is Rotten Tomatoes is a critical thing, right? It's not it's not an audience score.
Right.
So I think critically, when critics review movies, the more that you don't understand about a movie, the higher grade they give it.
Oh, the way they held hands at the end.
Yeah.
I was so enamored.
Because that movie had no definitive answer, it made it more of an artistic, more well-received.
Did you see the artistic approach and what they all had on red suits? Shut the fuck up, bro. Shut the fuck up. Oh, hands across America. Did you understand the concept? Like,
I didn't. Nobody. Shut
the fuck up, bro. Shut the fuck up. No, we didn't understand the concept because it was some bullshit.
So just to be clear, this movie Candyman has 85% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Critically,
yes.
Not
and
shocked.
Now the audience score is 74%. So still largely positive.
We're gonna get into that, Lenny. We're gonna get into that.
Which side? The Rotten Tomatoes or the audience?
Both.
Because I like audience score.
I'm a critic enough. Fuck yeah, I'm a critic.
Yeah, but that's that shit that I walked away from when I walked out of the movies. Remember a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
When they tried asking me questions about how I felt about the movie, and you were upset because I just walked away from them.
Yeah, that was wild.
That was those are the people that do the audience score. I'm pretty sure. You know what I mean? Why would I give them free promo? Why would I give them my opinion for free when I can come on here and just give my opinion on my own shit?
Come on, man. Support your own shit. That's what I'm talking Forest about. Bias. I mean, you're not FUBU, but Forest Bias.
Oh, that's fucked up. Yeah. So, building on the lore, right? Yeah. So let's get back to that. Yes, the other thing that's important that this movie does is it takes the main character is heavily tied in to the first movie.
Yes.
And that's why it was important I told you to
the main character, as in the new Candyman,
yes,
is tied into the first movie, is what you said.
Exactly.
Okay.
And that's why I told you to watch it before you saw it, right? Because the kid who gets saved at the end of the first movie ends up being the child.
Well, I mean, we're already down this. No, spoiler it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, the name of the episode's 3, 2, 1 spoiler if you're here. If you're here at this point, you were gonna get it spoiled for you.
Yeah,
and I do think
go see Candyman, y'all. It's a great movie. And I support black people. Support Jordan Peele. Hey, if you stop right here and go see the movie because we're about to spoil the ending of 2021 version.
And we're talking about how it builds on what the first movie did.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're saying how there was finality in the first movie. Well, they found a way to bring that same finality out. And I bring this up because I said earlier somehow he has lived in Chicago his whole life.
He don't know nothing about Cabrini Green.
He doesn't know.
His mama took him out the ghetto. Salute that woman.
And so that's where I was going to say is the reason he doesn't know it. At least they give you some context, and it's because they made an oath. All the people who saw Candyman that night, basically, and know what happened.
Shout out Lil Homeboy.
Yeah.
Shout out Lil Homeboy. That's my man.
They all made an oath to just not.
Lenny, we're bringing it back to 92. Lil Homeboy was like, Candyman's in there. Bro, he got his gang. And
man, that was fast, bro. But this is what
Lenny,
I understand.
They came with the sticks in the fire. He said, "Fuck, Candyman's in there."
Was it already established? Did I miss something where that was already a thing? Like they were already gonna have a bonfire.
Yes, they were.
Okay, they do that.
Little
homeboy
was homeless too. That hit me hard. He was homeless.
Yeah, he was. He was in that ghetto apartment, right?
Yeah, he was sleeping outside, bro. That was sad as fuck. Because I fucked with him.
I mean, and you're right. For a guy who was a little 12-year-old who's homeless, he rallied the troops.
The gang.
Very fast.
He went and got the gang. He woke up out of sleep and was like, Candyman's. One eye open, son.
Candyman's in that.
Yeah, that is.
He just saw a hook lower and down.
Yeah.
so funny.
Shout him out.
So she
Shout
gets
out little
this.
homie.
So you basically find out that this kid so even before that he finally goes to the hospital.
Yeah.
When it gets bad enough, he finally goes to the hospital, and they tell him you were born in this hospital. He's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I was born in
see
this
your
hospital.
file. Wow.
Right. It's been hidden from his whole life. He finally goes and confronts his mother, who he has not talked to in a very long time.
Great callback. One of my favorite scenes.
Yeah. I like that it's the same lady, right? Like,
yeah,
it's the same
it has
one.
to be.
So
yeah.
I like that they brought it back.
Black.
Salute to her.
Salute to her. Hey, this is salute to Black not cracking. That lady looked the exact same.
I had to double check because I was like, this can't be the same lady. She looked good.
Bro, she looked damn good. Black don't crack. Shout out to you, miss. Oh, Lord. Wow.
It's lost its chill, by the way.
Shorty looks the exact same. Same hairstyle. Same everything. Face don't look old.
And she's basically like, honey, we don't need to talk about any of that
She's
nonsense.
trying to curve the conversation the whole fucking time.
And he's like, no, listen. We got a problem.
Yeah.
We got
you see my arm?
Yeah. You just got to tell me now because I already know. Like, I think that's one of the better acted parts of this whole thing is that he's like, Ma, we're not going to waste time. Like, I already know. So you just got to come clean. I need to know now.
Speaking of one of the better acting parts, you know what I hate? This is just a me thing, like picking fun. I hated that dumbass artistic hat he had on the whole time. That's just me though.
I'm trying to think what it looked like.
Little dumbass burgundy hat he had on. Yeah. Like, come on, man.
Fuck. I'm trying, because I know what you're talking about, but I don't think it stood out to me the same way.
No, it definitely did to me because he had it on in every motherfucking scene. No matter what he had on, artistic dumb burgundy hat.
And of course, every picture of him that's on the internet, he doesn't have it on.
Yeah, nah, tripping.
The little turned up.
Yeah, little BD
I remember
style.
I remember it now.
Yeah.
I remember now.
The mom looks great.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome, amazing. She actually tells him the story like, yo, you were actually the baby who was pulled from the fire. This scene is pivotal in understanding the entire storyline from 92 to now.
Did you know before they did this? Like, did you kind of figure out what his attachment was?
I did not. Had you? I did not.
I definitely knew he had more of an attachment to the role, and I don't know at what point I realized that he was the kid, but I definitely knew.
Throughout the whole movie, I was pissed because I was like,
"What does this have to do with anything?" Yeah.
I was like, "Yo, Candyman, want to kill this motherfucker? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, why you? He said your name
and it
too.
does explain it a little bit more why he's just kind of playing with him, right? And he basically is making him the whole entire time. I like the growth. I like tying it in. I like you had a plot hole or a loose end from the first movie you were able to pick up on to give it that actual connection.
Let's
and it's not a forced connection because like other horror movies like Halloween, just to talk about what I always talk about, how many times has Michael Myers died and we never got an explanation why he's alive again?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like at least Friday the 13th, if like Jason Lives, I think is the movie. It's like somebody sticks a rod through the body and then lightning hits it and it regenerates his body. Like this gives it at least a real reason why Candyman would be drawn.
I know you're big on Halloween, and I'll say the same thing. Me and you've talked about it off here about this one as well. Is that like, fam, y'all put out the fire for Jason, and now he made it out. Like,
Michael Myers.
Michael Myers, sorry. Yeah.
But I do like in the trailer for that, not to sidetrack us, but like they don't put the fire out for him. But I do like that. To your point, Jamie Lee Curtis, the very first thing she's doing in that like trailer is screaming like, "Let him die, let him die."
You can't wait to go see that.
It's my most anticipated movie right now, easily. Not even like a conversation.
Anyways, man,
that one was really good. I know, man.
You know? Yeah, man. I know. I feel you. Anyways, man. So,
as far as continuing to grow on the first movie,
right.
The other thing that this movie does with bringing it to 2021 is you get the social media aspects of things. Because there's no way that something like that would start happening, that people would start dying from the whole Candyman thing and have it not go viral in some way, shape, or form. Right. So to the point where the most daring thing that I think this movie does is kill kids. Right? Yeah. Like, I think that's one of the most daring things that they do.
Yeah.
Between the 4 kids in the bathroom.
Yep.
Which was a good one. I kind of like that death, like that whole scene.
Give it the respect that it deserves. You had your stereotypical Valley high school girls.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, how are y'all?
Yep.
Come on, girls, let's just do it for TikTok. They say his name 5 times.
Yeah, except the one chick who's like, "Nah, I'm good."
You know who she was? She was Asian.
Yeah, I know.
And she fucking bounced. Yeah. I noticed too. She was Asian. She was like, "Fuck that shit." Bounced. Mm-hmm. They were making fun and bullying the black girl. Mm-hmm. The black girl goes into the bathroom, puts her headphones on. The 4 Valley girls then proceed to say his name, and he fucking guts him like a fish.
Yes. And then
one of the best kills of the whole movie to me.
Fucks these 4 teenage girls.
Fuck them white girls up. You can say it.
So this, funny you specify that.
Yep.
Because the thing that puts a hole in my only white people die thing is that why'd that one black girl die?
She ain't die. The black girl ain't die.
The one in the bathroom who she won't let her brother come into the room with her?
Because she said his name.
Yes. But do you think that's oddly placed?
I do. I thought that was. I thought it was very random in the storyline.
Here's a thought, and this obviously I don't know if this is true. Do you think when it could either be Jordan Peele or it could be executives who watched the movie noticed the same thing that I noticed and said, "How about we just include one death?" And
for the record, that black death was very.
Didn't really see it. It just
happened. Hey, you know that they're dead, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that's interesting though? Do
I think it's interesting?
Do you think I'm far off with the thought that maybe a group of executives watched this movie through and were like, "Hey, Jordan, don't you think it's interesting that you only?"
I'll never put anything past a group of rich white men.
Although I don't know if LeBron is employing all rich white men. Since it is his
I'm talking about executives and studio producers. Yeah. I'll never put anything past a group of rich white men.
Or when you did screenings of this movie to audiences. Maybe they were the same. Maybe that's where you got the pushback.
Sure.
I just wonder if that, because that seems so out of place.
That part of the story was very out of place because it wasn't any backstory or anything. Or it was like
those aren't kids that you had seen at other points in the movie.
It just was like, hey, yo, people have been saying Candyman for a long time, sort of thing. But not like that had any real bearing to the story, to the plot, to anything like that. Sure.
It just feels, that one just kind of stuck out to me a little bit.
Sure, I guess so.
But so that gets us to the end, and the biggest point of controversy that I think me and you have coming out of this movie, where we're kind of on the same page, is that the finality of the first movie is not here at the end of this one.
No,
and it's that we're left with, is Candyman an anti-hero? What is Candyman now? What do you think he is?
I hated Homeboy. I hated Homeboy's character. The laundromat dude. No, laundromat dude. I hated laundromat dude. Hated him.
Why?
What? You tell me. Because I'm very open to being educated. If I'm ignorant upon this fact, I'm ignorant. What is his reasoning? What is his job? Why is he here?
Well, because he was the little kid.
Yeah.
From the first thing.
For sure.
He feels responsible.
Follow.
And he fell in love with, I think, the concept of Candyman.
For sure.
And now I wonder.
Did
Candyman use him to draw back in?
Sure. Maybe. I don't fucking know. That's my issue,
But I think that's what it is.
Lenny, that's my issue. Is that out of nowhere, in one scene, Homeboy is telling him, "Hey, yo, man, yeah, you gotta listen, man, brother, man." And then the next thing, the motherfucker batshit crazy. He's spitting out the mouth and slobbering like, "Oh yeah, well, it's a Candyman for everybody." What the fuck are we talking about, Lenny? That's a plot hole to me. And that buddy literally jumps off the deep end.
So, 2 things. I think that a Jordan Peele movie, where we need to be a little lenient on something, is that we're not having the opportunity of a second watch. And I think when you get movies of this nature where there is a lot of a guy like Jordan Peele who has subtext to his movies, right? There's a lot of movies, if you go and watch Get Out, there's a ton of subtle hints as to what's really going on throughout the movie that you don't really notice until you have the whole picture at the end. And I wonder if you rewatch this movie and you rewatch specifically his character.
Maybe.
I just think that we should give a little bit of leniency to that. There might be more to that we weren't picking up subtly. Because I do think that the idea is, one way or another, this person has been influenced by Candyman and is now, whether he's crazy because he's been driven crazy by the responsibility that he feels towards a person that I mean, he was responsible for a person who looks like himself, now that he has the perspective on it, getting murdered by a group of fucking white cops when he wrongly accused them. I think that would fuck with anybody's head and drive you a little crazy. I think, secondly, the other idea could be that Candyman has been looking for that one kid for a very long time now. And because they won't say his name, he hasn't been able to go and find him. And he needed to get back into the forefront, and he sent a disciple, a soldier, so to speak.
All of that is left to interpretation.
Yeah, you're right.
And that's my issue.
At least I
that's the issue,
It is a problem on the first watch, but I just wonder if there's something we're missing.
Sure.
I just want to give it that.
Jordan Peele is I'll give Jordan Peele the
pass.
I'll give him the leniency for me to say I'll give it a second watch. Yeah. But for me, that's a big loophole, bro.
I think this is a movie that would have an easy second watch, though.
I'll watch it again.
Right? I don't think it was.
Fam, I already told you from the point to where this motherfucker has now letting this what do you want to say?
All the way to his face.
Scab all the way up to your face, into the fact to where you get caught. I guess I'll say kidnapped or caught, and you get wrapped up enough to where you're fucking loony at this point, dude. Dude is loony. Yep. He's sitting with talking to himself to get his arm sawed off. Like, we went literally 0 to 100 with this. And one of my biggest issues, because we're on the climax at this point, pause, is that right when I feel like the story was getting really good, like I'm like, oh shit, wow, this was motherfucking Candyman's son? Like, this is the dude?
Mm-hmm.
End. But, Lenny, it was the highest of roller coasters.
Mm-hmm.
For me to get it the fuck off. That's what this movie felt like. I was left wanting so much more, bro. I was left wanting so much more because you got me to where I'm so interested right now, only to fucking leave me high and dry. With a lot of plot holes, a lot of loopholes, a lot of questions. And like I've said, this is the part where I'm shitting on Jordan Peele a lot. Every fucking movie don't need to be some extra storyline where you got some extra plot holes, where you got some extra interpretation. I'm heated. I'm heated, fam. What the fuck? This ain't Holding Hands Across America. It's fucking Candyman, which is what I said to you. The 92 will give me some sort of finality.
So you feel as though the movie left you high and dry. I get that. And I guess I don't feel exactly the same way, because the themes that they've set up through the entire movie is how they ended it. Right? So he's done nothing wrong, by the way. Like, the guy who said Candyman has actually done very little wrong.
He's chilling.
So the cops show up, and it's very clear that there's one psychopath and then there's a guy who hasn't really done anything wrong. They just roll in and with no questions asked, just shoot this man. And now he's become a martyr, right? And the theme of what Candyman is, it's almost like, again, I asked you earlier, do you believe in fate? And it's like, are we to believe...
He's become a martyr to whom, Lenny?
Nobody yet. But you said this is set up for a sequel, right? Is this set up... And it goes back to the initial question, because this is why we asked it. And again, like, I understand I spoiled it earlier without warning you. I'll warn you right now, I'm going to tell you the end of this movie.
3, 2, 1.
Spoiler. So... basically, she is like, I'll tell you everything to the cop, because the cop's essentially like, you can either go to jail forever, or you can agree with us that guy was violent and we had to shoot him. So she decides in that moment to summon Candyman. And this is where it opens a new line of questioning, is that you summon Candyman, and if you are not the bad party, you can use Candyman to kill other people for you. Is this that because he's like her Candyman? That sounds weird. But I think this is where you're coming from, where you felt underwhelmed. Am I wrong? Like where it's just not very clear what we're supposed to feel about him at the end of this movie.
92, Candyman is a clear villain.
Mm-hmm.
You say his name, he is going to kill you.
Yes.
You understand what Candyman is.
But he didn't kill, and it's funny, he didn't kill the guy, and he said Candyman, right?
Neither did he kill White Karen, Jennifer, whatever her name is. He didn't kill her either.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
But everybody around White Karen, Jennifer,
was getting murked.
hooked to the back.
Yeah, even ones who didn't say this shit were just getting killed left and right. I'm pretty sure. I know the dog didn't.
Body the therapist. The dog ain't deserve that. Peter should have threw. Yeah, they should have threw a party.
That dog did not roof fucking Candyman at all.
Peter should have put. I'm sorry. They should have put no actual dogs are harmed in this.
That's important. Because he almost killed the dog in this one. I don't know if you remember that part.
Do you remember the Martin episode where you had the dog, the Rottweiler? Of course, you had the black turtle niggas like, rah, 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 rah. Yeah, it was crazy. Dog had a gold chain on it. That's very funny. But that was a fake dog.
It wasn't real.
No. This was a real dog.
This seemed as though it was a real dog. Yeah.
When she was walking by and the dog jumped to the window, I felt such a proud black moment when she was trying to look through the window like crazy. Yeah. Bitch, get out of here. Yeah. Bitch, what you looking at?
So she summons him.
Lenny, she summons him.
Kills 5 fucking.
Is this guy an anti-hero? Is he the new Venom?
I think he
is. He the new Venom?
They look.
Yo, watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. Don't be disrespectful. Watch your mouth. Don't. There's a whole black delegation that I got, bro. Don't do that.
So Candyman kills 5 white cops that killed him. Yeah. And then lets her off. He just unlocks the door and is like,
peace out.
Let them know my name.
Yeah, say my name.
Yeah.
Hey, okay, and bring it full circle. What happens after that, though? Because it's very important, Lenny.
I don't remember.
You see Tony Todd.
Yes. You see all of them. Though,
yeah.
Right? Like, it flashes through all of them.
But it ends with Tony Todd.
You see Tony Todd a couple times. But you find out that Tony Todd was the OG. Like, he's the first. So. He's the first Candyman. So the one in the 1800s, that's Tony Todd.
Yeah.
Like, that's the one who was like, I'm going to live forever as long as you say my name. Which is a gangster thing. To be like, infamy. I'm killing all you motherfuckers.
I'm putting cases on all you bitches.
Exactly. First thing that popped in my head. Tony Todd put cases on all of them. All right, so that I don't know if he's an anti-hero. I think that's what I would like to know from anybody who's gotten this far in, who has seen the movie. I do want to know, like, are we supposed to view him as an anti-hero? Are we going to get a sequel? I feel like we are. The movie, okay, I meant to tell you this earlier. Budget, $25 million. They made 29 the first week.
The budget was 25? That seems like a very high budget, bro.
No, that's low. 25, that's 25 is not a lot of money in movie terms. Well, think about, like, most action movies run probably between 60 to 100, and Marvel runs into the 200s.
Right.
I always tell Matt on here, the thing I've always learned that is, assume if a movie costs $25 million, half that is being used for budget on top. Okay. So it's like another 10 to 15 for promotional.
Right.
So the movie probably costs $40 million, call it, to make it. It's almost all the way there to being a profitable movie. Yeah, so you're gonna get a sequel.
And I know a lot of black people that 40 probably was it.
Yeah,
that wasn't used for all that. It was a relative. It was 2020.
So
2020.
The last thing I want to ask you before we get out of here is of course our ranking, our rating.
Yeah.
I don't know where I fall on the taste test. I want to look at this more of a perspective of, do I think that you should go and pay to see this in the movie theater, or do I?
Is that the scale?
Like, so I think we're gonna give it a rating.
Is that what we're landing on? I just want to know.
I mean, so I don't know what I want to give it for a real score. I'll start here. I think I will give it a real score. So if you want to get yours ready, have it ready. But I will say this: I don't think
I'm ready.
Unless you loved the first one, I don't think you need to rush to the movie theaters to see this. If you're a person who has a passion for scary movies and likes being scared, I do think generally those are better in the movie theaters because the atmosphere is better for that. Like, dark around you, you're really only focused on the movies. You don't have the distraction of your phone or other shit around you in your house. So I think sometimes that can be a better environment for viewing a movie the first time. So if you're one of those people like me, go see it. But otherwise, if you're not really attached to the source material and don't think you'll get anything out of it, don't be afraid to wait for it to be on streaming, would be my initial commentary.
For sure. So where you ending that in? Like you gave me your intro. Give me the beef. Pause. That was wow. Give me your score.
I was gonna let you correct that.
Yeah, give me your score because that was crazy.
Wow. This is where it gets really, really hard because
pause. Wow. Whoa, this guy's crazy. Because I'm not for it getting really hard, bro. So pause.
Nah, but the beef, bro.
Yeah. I said that, and then you piggybacked. Like, this one gets really hard. Like, yo, my man.
The beef is hard right now.
Relax, dog.
Dude, this is the hardest score I think I've had to give out.
I'm rolling, Leonard.
This is the hardest one I've had to give out because I think.
And first of all, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm on a mode now.
Fuck. I think I want to give this steak. But like.
You want to give it what?
But hold on.
I'm going to sit up for this. You want to give it what, my guy?
But I'm talking like IHOP steak.
Nah, that's not.
I'm not talking to you about filet mignon.
Matt, when you see this, this motherfucker want to give it a piece of steak? Fam. What? You're scaling this all the fuck wrong. No way. No, I'm combative. I'm argumentative. You want to give this steak?
I can't tell you that it's bad because I don't think it's bad. But chips is a weird definition because like chips is something that you just throw on whenever, right? And I don't think there's a movie I would throw on whenever I was going to watch. Like if I just wanted to like watch a movie, I'm not going to watch this. But I don't think.
Would you pay to watch this again?
I didn't pay to watch it the first time.
Would you pay to watch it again?
Okay. Can I answer this by saying this?
Is that not a yes or no question?
Well, I'm going to give you some context.
Okay.
I have a Vudu account.
Bet.
If this was $9.99 on my Vudu account, I would buy it.
So you would pay to watch this again?
Yes. I would buy it for $9.99 on Vudu. And I don't buy any movies full price anymore. I've made that explicitly clear.
Baller.
No, I think this is actually saying I'm cheap. I'm not going to buy it at full price. I'm not spending $20 on this. But for me to own it for $10, I would pay for it.
Okay.
I think it at least gets that much for me because I think, like I said from the beginning, I think I've been pretty honest about this. I appreciate a movie that's 30 years later that's able to build on the older mythology but bring it into a newer time period and give me some newer textures to it like social media and stuff and make it pliable and like make sense. So yeah, I don't think it's not filet mignon. It's not like when I talk about fucking Kid Detective or any of those movies and I give it steak. Like I don't consider it the same thing, and I think that's where.
So just to be clear, America, you have different variations of steak. I want to make that clear to your audience.
I think the beautiful thing about this, Steve, is at the end of the day, it's our scoring system.
Yeah,
and
that's what I'm asking.
You can make it as
all steaks
flexible
ain't the same
as we want it to be.
All steaks ain't the same.
The thing I always me and Matt talk about, and we have a couple minutes here. I struggle with the scoring system in general because I'm all over the place on how I feel about movies, and I think having 5 buckets alone with no versatility in what those buckets are, like a good, better, best, like this is not a bad movie to me. Like the acting performances are fine. The additions to the original story are fine. The kills, there's a couple of them I liked. I had a moment or two where I felt a little tense when I was in the movie theater watching it. All of those things are enough for me to say it's not bad, so I'm not going to give it fucking Meatloaf. I'm not going to go any of that. But it's not the same level of some of the other movies I've given steak. But it's impossible, and when you only have 5 categories, for me to say that all 2 movies are the same.
So are you telling me, Leonard, that this is
Why you doing my government, bro?
This is I call you that. I call you that.
All right,
I do. Like regularly.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, not a lot of people do, but let's
I call you that regularly,
that's
bro.
That's fine. All right.
Yeah.
Call me Leon, but like
Leon. You're not black. Yo, is this is a dollar store steak to you? This is an IHOP steak. This is like this is a cheap steak. I want to understand. Is this a cheap steak?
All right. So I went to this.
Is this a Cracker Barrel steak, Lenny?
I think so.
Okay.
Because I think
I need you to commit.
So when you talk about actually no, fuck, I gave the wrong score. I did.
You dancing?
I 100% gave the wrong score.
Okay.
I got our scores fucked up. I flip flopped too.
You meant cake.
Yeah. You're right.
Cake.
You're right.
That's why I kept asking you
you're
steak.
Right.
I'm like, oh my god,
I confused myself.
What the fuck are we doing
here? I confused myself. I got to flip. Funny.
This is no porterhouse by any stretch.
No. So you're right. I got that wrong. It's cake, but it's like.
Is this
now? I gotta find. It's like Shaw's brand cake.
Is this the grocery store piece of cake?
Yeah. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say.
This grocery store pizza cake.
I understand why you're so offended now. I'm sorry.
Damn right.
I got my.
You got damn right. I was offended. But when you said that to me, I'm like, what the? We must be watching 2 different Candymans, bro.
I flipped it on what I thought was at the top there. So I think it's better than average, but not great. So I think somewhere in the tier of cake on the lower end is where I fall.
What kind of cake, Lenny?
I said like just some Shaw's brand.
No. The type of cake, Lenny. Let your congregation know. Let your folks know.
What kind of cakes don't I?
Let your peoples know.
Can you go with yours for a second so I can figure out?
Sure.
I don't eat a lot of shit.
Yeah, no. You sit over there and you let me get my shit off. Let me get mine's off. America, this is a bag of chips. This is the yellow bag of Lay's. This shit is some mid. If you're a smoker, you know what some mid is. This is some Jordan 1 mids. This is the Skechers with the little rolly things on it that Usher was on. This is the most average of averages that you Heelys. Heelys, there we go. This is the most average of average that you can get. If you are a new age horror movie watcher, this shit is average. If you are a old age movie watcher, this shit is terrible. If you
you're being really mean to this movie right now.
Yeah, I am. If you are a fan of Jordan Peele, this is some mid. Anything that I can think of, this is some mid, bro. It is so many plot holes. It is so many things that you can point to. You had such a platform. You had such a great criteria to make this fire, and you dropped the ball. I would not be surprised if the second one is better than the first, which is always usually rare. I would not be surprised of that because now you have even more social material for people to tell you, yo, this is what you should have improved upon. But I, unlike Lenny, will not tell you to spend your $20 in the movie theater unless you're trying to impress a shorty on your first date.
I think it's a good date movie.
Whoa, hold on, Playboy.
I think it's a good date movie.
Yeah, that's what I said. If you're trying to impress, you took the word. I said if you're trying to impress a shorty, yeah, go spend your 20.
You're gonna spend like 60.
Whatever. Sure, you go. We live in Boston. We live in Boston.
It costs more than that. That's what you tell me.
You took that. You know that.
I don't know.
Yo, listen. Yo, if you're gonna spend your 60 and take a shorty, great. You want to be a big baller. Nah, wait for this to come on streaming, y'all. This is wait for this to come on streaming.
Can I ask?
This ain't it.
We asked for like specific kinds of cake and stuff. Can you give me like a bag of chips? Like
the yellow Lay's.
It's just that.
The yellow Lay's.
I was gonna say plain sun chips.
Nah, cause they
harvest whatever flavor.
Yuck. Yellow bag of Lay's, plain salted.
Those aren't that bad.
Regular mid as hell.
I discovered what kind of cake I think it is.
What kind of cake? Because that's what I was doing all that talking for you to get to your cake. Pause. What kind of cake you got?
Key lime pie.
Bro, don't disrespect key lime.
I just did.
I don't fuck with key lime, but I feel like that's still disrespect.
No, I'm saying it's key lime pie.
That's why you ended on key lime?
Yep. I don't like it. So it's towards the bottom tier of cakes.
So are you admittedly saying you don't fuck with it?
No, I'm saying that it's better than a bag of chips, but it's not good cake. But it's cake.
I think that on the right day, you would take that yellow bag of chips over the key lime pie.
I will any day of the week. You might put it more possible.
That's what I'm saying, brother.
But you said some people like key lime pie. So.
Yo, nah, people do like key lime pie.
So that's where they're gonna hear that rating and be like,
you know how many? I think there's a bigger majority of folk who gonna take the yellow bag of Lay's over the key lime pie.
Yeah, but I still gave it a cake.
Oh no!
Key lime pie, baby. No. All right, well that's our review. Our long-winded, all over the place review.
Listen,
talk to him.
Candyman. Only 3 times. Shout out to Tony Todd.
If I say it too, does it complete?
No. Relax, partner. I said it 3 times. Shout out Tony Todd. Shout out Jordan Peele.
Naya
DeCoste.
LeBron James.
Shout out. I'm not shouting them out. You can shout them out. Hey man, this was a great experience. It was a great experience into Black culture.
It's always nice to relive your childhood a little bit.
Yeah.
And
I'm ready for Bloody Mary. I think the new trend of creating our past childhood classics. Sure, the bar is high. You know, I heard that they're recreating House Party. They want to do that. I think that you know, that trend of doing those things is great, man. You bring it back to the forefront.
But do it right.
But the bar is high. The bar is high.
You need to have people that love the source material the same way that we love certain pieces of source material. And I've talked about this recently with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies and things like that. That you need to have the right people at the helm of these things.
Right.
So, and
not just a lot of dollars behind it.
Yeah, which I don't.
Not a lot of dollars.
I think this movie was made in good conscience.
It was.
With the right.
I don't hate it for those reasons.
Yeah.
I hate it for the story that it was.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want that to get lost in translation of me shitting on it enough that the actual storyline or the actual bringing it back to where we are gets lost. No. Jordan Peele, you did great. Nia DaCosta did great. Braun shot you out for bringing it. Mm-hmm. All the actors involved shot you out. I'm always gonna root for. Sue me. I'm rooting for everybody black. Sue me. I'm always behind
FUBU.
That. Forest Bios, bro.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? You never had the Fat Albert Platinum FUBUs.
I didn't. I can tell you though, in 6th grade we had a floor hockey tournament, and somebody named their team FUBU.
You lost me at floor hockey.
Yeah, no,
because black people don't.
That dude.
That was already wrong, and you're.
Dude, I'd like to point out, second Mighty Ducks movie, Keenan is on a team full of black gentlemen who are on a roller hockey team at a park.
You're just America, just so that Lenny, you get a point of reference. His line of reference is Keenan. So
and a few other gentlemen.
Okay.
Teaches Kenny Wu how to fight. All right. Anywho, let's get the fuck out of here. I want to salute the people at home.
Salute, man.
So we're out. Till next time on 3, 2, 1 spoiler. We had another episode that just dropped with me and Matt this week. Please check that out as well. If you could like, comment, share, subscribe on the video.
All of that.
We have several other 3, 2, 1 spoiler movies or videos that we've put out, podcasts that we've put out.
Yeah.
Check those ones out as well if you've liked what we've done here. If you've hated it, see if you like those ones maybe. I don't know.
Let us know in the comments, man. Jump in there. Hey, the only way we'll know what to do better, what you guys want, is if you guys comment, you share, you subscribe, you tell your folks. Let us know, man. You got my number, you got Lenny's number, you got
let them know what your social media is.
My social media is still the same. Instagram d.austin_. Offset Austin on Twitter. I'm always in the YouTube comments though, so you can get at me there too. Whatever, man.
And you can find me at For Those With Good Taste on Instagram, at Good Taste Live on Twitter. Also, you can find us here every single week, 1 or 2 times for an hour, 2 hours, however the fuck long I want to talk for. And until next time, guys, like I said, salute to you at home. D, thank you as always.
Thank you for having me, dog. I love you guys, man.
Until next time, peace. Love you.
Gang.
For those with good taste.